says Angela was the girl at sleepovers who would always cuddle you and whose hands were always slightly sticky.
Whoa.
That's
That's just me.
Yeah. Angela, you were a little piece of shit.
Okay, so Keith doesn't want to be here and I'm sticky.
You were sticky.
I was.
They're saying you
I
were
was.
when you were a little kid.
The first part's crazy, that I wanted to cuddle and touch.
I feel like they're saying something there.
Okay. Lot to break down here. Everyone always comments on how excited and like little sibling energy I am when I'm around everybody. And I think it's just because my brother and I were very just like separate in our house, and our parents were constantly working. So I was alone a lot. So I feel like when I am on Smosh, specifically on camera, there is like a younger kid who's hanging out with their siblings that comes out. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, I have all these brothers and all these sisters. Yeah. And I think it's because of like the games and the things we're doing. It's not really like super like highbrow stuff.
Right.
So I get so excited. I was that kid at the sleepover that was like, oh my God, we're having so much fun right now, right?
And you were sticky as well.
I don't think I was sticky. Maybe just if I always had hot Cheeto hands.
That's sticky.
That counts as sticky.
Yeah, so my friend Diana, I remember like I had talked to her a bunch about you and you know, kind of Smosh, and she's also a YouTube creator, so she kind of understands the whole thing, and she was kind of like pushing me to you know, reconnect.
Did you express anything that you wanted to, or was she the only one pushing it?
She pushed it. Yeah.
But you had done some personal growth in that time as well, or else you probably would have just shut it down, right?
I don't know, but I just, you know, it had been so long, and like, you know, you kind of build up like all these like, because we hadn't hung out, and I mean, we hadn't legitimately like hung out in probably a couple of years, I would say. And yeah, it was so like chill. Like it was just kind of like, I feel like we kind of like fell back into our like rhythm of like, you know, we have the same like comedic sensibilities, and like, you know, even though we've like changed as people, and you got more bling and more tattoos, like we still like.
Hey, you got a little bling too. Let's not discount it.
I know, your boy got a chain now.
Baby's first chain. The baby's first chain. And you got face bling too.
Oh, true.
Yeah. I would like to bring back Tom Cruise for just a moment.
Okay.
I have a sentence here that I think would be fun to hear Tom Cruise say.
Okay, I might be a little rusty, but let me do it. Sticking out your gat for the Rizzler. You're so skibbity. You're so Phantom Tax, right? The same. I just want to be your Sigma. Freaking come here. Give me your Ohio. Freddy Fazbear.
God, they would get so wacky with it, where like I thought I was playing an innocent game with people, and they would call it Wet and Wild with Courtney and Olivia.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, I think it was just like, that's what YouTube wanted, and that's what definitely the people working at Defy were looking for at the time, and like it started to affect my workday, where like people would just treat me like that in passing. And so it did get to a weird point. I think the worst that it got, and when I like finally put my foot down, because this kind of stuff would happen all the time, where I'm literally like laughing in it, like during a card game video, and they decided to go back close up on my face and replay my laughing, and then put like a very graphic sexual act happening to me from a coworker.
Like fan edits would do this?
Like, no, this was our team.
Like that was the thumbnail for the video?
No, it was in the edit. So like when you're watching it, like that, it was like part of, it was like a little cut-in bit, and like, and so I really freaked out. So like I did call the producer, and like that was my first time like blowing up, and I was really upset because I was like, why are we censoring cuss words and doing all these things and having bikini girls? Like, where is the consistency in censorship? And are we making videos for little teens? Because these sexual acts you're saying are very graphic and not okay and not like a conventional thing. And like, I put my foot down and I said from that point on, if you ever want to make a sexual joke about me on camera or in a video ever again, I need to approve it. A lot of that stuff would just happen and I like I mean, I wouldn't like talk about it that much or like didn't understand, couldn't put into words like what was happening to me. And certainly Ian and Anthony didn't know about a lot of that stuff that went on. Like, Ian and Anthony didn't know that the women of the cast were being kind of pressured into wearing outfits that they weren't comfortable wearing for a video because of whatever reason. Because it's like Ian and Anthony weren't around, or like, again, I didn't understand what was happening to me and I didn't talk to them about that kind of stuff. It just kind of like was what was happening to women, especially when this whole team was used to just like dudes, like making comedy together, and having women regularly around and having a say was super new and foreign for a while. But the place that we're in now, I feel like so empowered, and I feel like we don't even touch that kind of content anymore. Like there was a point after that era, especially when we went back to Mythical, where like it was like they were terrified to do anything sexual, and I was like, come on, let me be like a little sexy. Yeah. Like, come on, you need a hot girl for this scene. Clearly, you're trying to allude to a hot girl at a convention booth. Like, I want to do that. Like, people, it's so weird how wanting to be in control of a woman being sexualized rather than letting a woman have the control or the agency to like, I want to be sexy. Like when doing Bikini Girl for the funeral, people were in the comments being like upset about like, wow, is this all you have to offer? Or like, why are you doing this? And it's like, because I can and because I want to. Just because I chose to do it doesn't make it any less meaningful than when two guys write it into a sketch.
Right. Totally. Like, did you not also see that Bikini Girl's also director? Like, that's a choice.
Yeah. Touch tips at least once.
Touch tips.
They didn't say what kind of tips.
Touched.
Loophole. We found it.
Yo, Ian and I, we touch tips.
Touch tips.
Just once, though.
Touch tips.
Just once.
Says, I assume that Shayne knows he's considered the backbone of Smosh, and he feels a lot of pressure to be funny because of it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Jesus.
Can I say something before you go?
Okay.
Shayne has definitely been the backbone of Smosh. Like, straight up, dude. Like, straight up. From when you came in, and just, like, you take more of a leadership role than what you think you do. And you do it, like, right. You do it with class. You do it with, like, kindness. You don't have to try to be funny. You're just that. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, you are just that. And you are the backbone. I believe so. I truly believe. I'm giving everybody their flowers today.
Yeah, damn, Keith. I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that personally. Because I feel like my strength is that I'm very good at playing off of other people. So I never felt like I was like, oh, people like want to see me. I'm just like, I'm good at seeing other people's strengths and building that dynamic.
And that's exactly what it is. I mean, I think it's like I think you hear backbone of Smosh and you hear like just you. But it's actually that you just invite. And like from the first video I was in with you, like it's a connection thing. And that's why I think it's not you alone being the backbone and us being behind you. I think it could be easy for you to think that.
Exactly.
But I think it's just an energy you bring that invites everybody in.
Yeah,
it's hard. You can't say that. Right. That's the thing. Like, we can say it for yes.
I don't know. I guess from my perspective, I just see so much strength in just all of us working together, and that's obviously what the whole brand is. I think also from a job perspective and working full time, I see the work that goes in behind the scenes, and I can't help but be like, no, the backbone's actually Kiana. Like it's just kind of like that's. I think when I think of that, I'm like, when we get on camera, like, you know, I feel like it shifts all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's all of us together, and it's our dynamic that is the backbone. But I constantly think about who's the one like organizing this all, generating it all.
Everyone is a bone.
We're all a bone.
That's funny to me. Can we not like overlook? We're all a bone.
You're just the boner.
Let's go, dude. Boner.
It was the first time that we were able to really fully connect, and I think that was when I realized, like, oh shit. I'm gonna cry a little bit. I was like, wow. And we never even expressed emotions to each other, so this is great.
I still won't.
Okay, good. I was like, my childhood friend that I grew up with is still here, you know?
Yeah.
I thought that our relationship had evolved so far away from that. I thought you had changed. I thought I had changed too much.
Yeah.
That I thought that it was just no going back, but seeing that we were still there at our core.
Yeah.
You know, that the foundation of what makes us who we are, you know, what we developed in our child, that sense of humor, the way that we connected when we were younger, and that project in 6th grade, just one-upping each other and just enjoying that feeling that we then recreated with Smosh for so many years. It was still there, almost like it had never left, which was just really a bizarre thing to realize that it was still there.
I mean, it's interesting because we did have to like let go of our friendship and find each other again later. Like we had to like let go of the idea of what our friendship was.
Yeah.
Because it was our idea of friendship was shaped not even necessarily, it was partly us, but it was also the audience.
Yeah.
And the expectations that the audience put on us.
I mean, let's not.
And then on the cuddling thing, we also had another assumption that Anthony is the big spoon.
Oh, well, Anthony is taller than me, so I think like by design, you have to be the big spoon.
I would say, yeah, if we were, hypothetically speaking, out on a camping trip and got lost in the woods, no power, no way to make fire, warmth, body warmth was the only way that we're gonna stay warm.
On a plane that crashed in the Andes.
Yeah, we weren't even camping on purpose, it was forced camping.
Yeah.
If there was a spooning situation that had to happen, bodies would probably fit together if I was in the back more.
I think so, yeah. You wouldn't go front to front?
Well, two spoons.
Yeah.
Like just clanking together.
Yeah. I guess like face to face would be weird. Maybe we just go like one this way.
96ing it?
Yeah, 96ing it. Yeah. That's a platonic 69 is a 96.
Yeah.
I think we just invented something new.
Going to 96 with my bros tonight. Yeah.
I mean, I was 19 when I auditioned.
That's wild.
I turned 29 this year.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Ew. What's the ew?
Time.
The fact that it's been a decade.
Yeah. I came into Smosh, this little goofball who had like, I was just so awkward and had this like low self-esteem and didn't know how to dress, but I was just excited and eager.
I mean, it's wild from my perspective to see, because you were hired on as a teenager. Now you are sorry to say this, but you are a full-grown adult now.
Yes.
And you just have so many skills that it feels like any situation that you're thrown into, you somehow find a way to excel in it.
Oh, thank you. Shut up. Thanks.
and it's just, I just can't imagine a world where your talents aren't being recognized.
Sir Spark says, I assume Keith's struggle with cancer has changed the way he thinks of himself and his job.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Going through it, I knew once I got sick, I was like, I have to do certain things differently. I knew that I needed to go out and experience life a little bit more, but it was certain things at the end I started to realize, like I had some like what of a negative and nasty, vile thing about me. And I think it might have been because I was going through what I've gone through, and it just things growing up as a kid too. I feel like we hold on to so much of what we've gone through and don't realize that we're still holding on to it until it's like, whoa, like why am I angry? So it's definitely changed me. I'm trying to be more, because I had to realize I have somewhat of a mean side. Sorry. Don't
you just look at me, you're just like, yeah, bitch.
But like I do, and it's like I feel like sometimes I may be triggered by stuff or whatever, and me being triggered does not justify me being a bitch.
But in that, I'll say like, in that space, you're feeling like it's a fight or flight that comes back probably, where you're like, I have to like, because what a trigger is taking you out of the current moment and
don't even know what's
else.
going on.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going on. But I think the more that it happened, and the more that I like allowed that, because I was going through stuff, and the more I allowed it to just poke out its head, you get comfortable within that. So then you really like, my mom would always say, what's in you is going to come out. And over time, that kept happening. And it was just like, okay, what's going on with me?
Yeah.
What am I dealing with? What aren't I? Like, what am I not dealing with? Let me try to deal. And as of recently, like even just these past few months, I've been trying to be more intentional with how I react to things. I still can go there, and it's like it's a process, but also just being very just mindful, you know? Like I do pray, and I'm just like, yo, and I instead of like asking God for things, I thank God for them. I'm saying, thank you, God, that I'm kind to people. Thank you, God, that I am nice. Thank you, God, that I make people feel good. Cancer definitely changed me. It didn't change me overnight because now I'm finally looking at my issues. You know, I was able to look at them, and I know I got a lot more to dig down and find that I haven't necessarily gotten to yet. But the ones that I have, I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did an impression of how you know when Ian's nervous, but he'll never say it.
So Ian, whenever he's leading a meeting, he gets like nervous burps, I think, maybe. But he'll just kind of like, he'll have the clicker for like the thing, and he'll be like, so we're doing that, and it's pretty good, and we're really excited. The Ian face of like, sure. Yeah.
These are all the things that I noticed like growing up with him, but
I like to think that when it was like, hey, do you want to sell smosh for $0? He was like, sure.
When we pitched the idea of potentially working together,
do you want to say how that happened?
Yeah, I mean, stuff was going on at Smosh, and I was kind of there was a few outcomes that were looming on the horizon for Smosh. The main channel specifically has just been kind of like, it just hasn't quite found its footing over the past few years, and keep trying to find a voice for it and just not clicking. And one of the options that I was considering that I thought wasn't possible, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like for once be brave and just can say it. And we were outside on your deck, and I was like, what if we bought Smosh? And you were like,
I remember,
dude.
I was like, dude, I was just, and I remember literally just jumping up.
Jumped up, and you're like, I've been talking about this for like months with, I think Mikey. I think you were talking to somebody about like the possibility of like owning Smosh again.
Yeah.
And you like launched into this like 30-minute diatribe about what we could do with the channel.
I put together this insane plan in my head.
And I was just like sitting there like, Jesus Christ, man. I just like said, what if we bought Smosh? Like, why are you giving me a whole like business rundown right now?
Practical laughs stem from that first bonding session, 6th grade science class.
I think sometimes we'll laugh similarly, but I don't think our like signature
like sometimes
laughs.
we'll have like, I think we'll sometimes do like that kind of laugh, but we have
that's
different.
like a passive, that's like a understated, like that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But that super funny laugh, we both have very different laughs.
Yes.
Mine's like Elmo tone. Mine's like,
you
like
go high.
That.
You go high.
Yeah, mine's like, like that kind of. Yours is like,
I don't even know mine is.
Wait, I'm trying to think of what
I don't think I
is.
laugh.
Like,
I mean, I think it was a good.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, it was a gohol.
I was like choking on my laughter.
It was a gohol. Well, my super funny.
Like,
mine's and yours is
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, so it's totally different.
Yeah,
but those are like that's like our special move.
Yeah, that's like a fatality. But in terms of our normal attacks, so I guess there's a little bit of that.
In her age, a man, his salary, Angela, what happened in 2011? In Beppardy, Angela thought, she said 9/11 happened in 2011.
What do you think happened in 2011?
9/11.
They did it?
Now everything is going to be about this for you, and I hate that for you.
Okay, guys, you know.
It's a common okay, because
I was in the 4th grade in 2001 when
we both went to performing arts high schools.
Yeah.
What?
But it's 9/11. The 11 represents September.
No.
11 represents the date. See, I'm dyslexic, so I can't even say this.
September represents 9 is September, 11 is the day.
The day.
And then it was 2001.
And it was, yes. And the number, see, when I mess this up, it's that 1 in
No, there's really
you don't have to explain yourself.
Yeah, like at this point you're making it worse. I tried to just go there with you, but the more you explain it,
and I just make it so much worse.
No, what was great is like it's one of those times where I'm like, we had filmed a bunch of shit, like we get in these videos and we're going. We're not trying to be answer correctly.
And
we're just
truly,
going nuts.
the punchlines I'm going for are low hanging.
Yeah.
I made a boner joke an hour ago. You know what I mean? Like, so you're just grabbing shit, and I remember being like completely on autopilot, and you said something about it being like in 2011, and I was like, yeah, because we were too busy thinking of something else. Because I'm like, okay, great, 9/11 joke. I'm like, and then we moved on.
Wait, no, didn't we go? No, that didn't happen in 2011. You go, right, sorry, that happened in 2009.
Yeah, and then I said it happened in 2009, which is so insane.
9/11.
Yeah, 9/11. Oh my God. Oh my God. But then Kiana behind the camera was like, what do you think happened in 2011?
Oh God.
But now it's
so
just
random.
I think this is A+ because the way it makes you feel
it's good.
like.
Well, I've said this in bits and pieces before, but I just want to say flat out that I really, really respect everything that you've done, everything that you've contributed, how much you've been there with Smosh through so many ups and downs, how you've had so much faith in this brand and how you've pushed it to continue to be what it has always been at the heart, which, like you mentioned a second ago, which has really been about that friendship and that connection that you feel with the people that you're making this stuff with. You know, the way that Ian and I started it was we just love to make each other laugh. Let's capture that genuine friendship that we have together. Let's see if this connects with anyone. Let's see if it resonates with people, and it did. And you've kept that magic alive through all these years, and I know it's been hard, and I know there's been many times where it's felt like it might all come crashing down, and all these decisions that are completely out of your control, you just kind of had to roll with the punches, and you've been there with it through it all.
Thanks, man. That means a lot. It really does mean a lot coming from you. And I have so much respect for you, and it's really cool for you to be back, and it's cool to be back in a capacity where I feel. It does feel different, you know, and I do have more confidence in myself. But yeah, that means a lot for you to say that, because, you know. I'm giving a very Ian response right now. I don't know what to say. I'm just like, oh, I get it. Thanks. Yeah.
I get it.
Is it about being a Smosh cast member that brings you the most joy?
Oh, I love that.
Honestly, just having a place to be silly, stupid, and safe.
Oh.
That's it.
Silly.
That says a lot.
Yep.
I'd say that my favorite thing about this job, and it's like been my rock of this whole thing, is like comedy is like, it's the cure. It truly feels like we're creating magic sometimes. Like, for example, we see each other, we want to make each other laugh, and like, it feels like we're all just like around a campfire, and like this beacon is just comedy and feeling good inside. And like, I take it so seriously, this job, because 2 out of 3 times when I meet people at a meet and greet, like they say, you got me through a tough time, or like you helped me forget about all the stuff that's going on. And like, I love that. That's my fuel, and I want to be that for people, because it's like sometimes there's nowhere to go.
The first thing that came to mind for me was my favorite video that we've done so far, which was the Eat It or Eat It Indian food. Going back and collecting the reception from it, like, was just such an emotional thing for me. Like, I just got so many responses from people just being like, relating to the stuff that I was saying. Something that felt so like specific to my experience, talking about, you know, my experiences with like the ingredients or these dishes and my mom and stuff like that. It felt like, oh, I'm sharing with all of these people who don't know that. But then it was sharing with all of these people who do know that, and people who are like, dude, like my mom did the same thing, or like, oh my God, like I hated this ingredient, or my brother and I would do this. And so maybe the word is the relatability, and that is when I feel the most grateful. That's just like the representation of who I am on screen when it is valued and rewarded, and then I see it reflected back to me from a fan is so precious and just so like it just kind of grounds you, you know? Because then it's not a wide array of people that you are just speaking nothingness into. It's people who are actually holding on to your words and then taking the time out to search for you and then being like, hey, guess what? Like, me too. And that is so special.
Angela in today's Bepardy, confused screaming. That one's pretty good. That's a good drawing of you.
What?
Very accurate.
What? What?
Joking.
That makes me want to, oh my God.
You don't like it?
I mean,
I don't like it, Keith? You think I love it?
I love the memes that we've gotten where you are like a crazy monster. Like,
I will say like the like monster, chaotic, devil, like feral guinea pig assumptions are the main ones I get.
Yeah.
Like I haven't screamed once in this video.
You're talking about this one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the
I sat at a table. This is a crazy image.
There's no screaming on the Anthonypadilla channel. Do we want to do that here or just there?
Yeah, put it there.
Yeah, put it there.
About myself with Smosh for so many years.
Yeah.
All of it was just a fluke. At some point, someone's gonna realize, like, you're just one misstep away from the entire facade falling down, and you, the real anxious, vulnerable you being exposed, and you're just like, ah.
Sorry, that just made me nervous.
Yeah,
I had
no, I
to
feel
burp that out.
The nervous burps are real. That was the real you trying to come out.
The real me just came out of him.
Yeah, yeah. The vulnerable you.
No,
it's left though. Well, no.
Stop! Don't do that. That's my fear. No.
Nope. She's still in this room.
Is she in the room with us now?
She's here. She's here. I sense her presence.
But yeah, I will say, like, when you're talking about how I knew how to utilize and take on these things, like, I agree, and I think that is a huge skill for a director or for someone in leadership to have, is to like know how to use your tools, you know?
Yeah.
I like championing the people for what they're good at, and like that's kind of like what you did when you were like, oh yeah, like I heard you have these ideas, we got to get you into more of that. Like, you guys were ready to throw me into more stuff before the live show even happened.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, well, let's do the live show and see how you guys feel.
Yeah.
So I was fully anticipating for me to mess up and for you guys to go, see, we shouldn't have trusted Courtney. And yeah, it's an ongoing battle.
The more confident I get in my work, the more confident I get in my real life, and vice versa. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
Right? Do you feel like there are things that in your work that have, you know, come out in both sides?
I think over time, as I've really found my footing as like my own person again, I've gotten friends who are, I mean, friends who were kind of close, who were closer than ever, and I think a lot of that is like believing praise when it comes my way, or like believing like if that someone loves me and that like my single mistake, or like you said that one weird thing during that conversation, they don't love you anymore.
Right, and then afterwards
like,
you're just ruminating on it for the next 3 hours. Yeah.
There's a level of like, okay, I just need to not think about that stuff as much. I felt just like happier. I mean, there were shoot weeks where I would wake up at 5 a.m., but I would just feel like just so much weight and like just so down because I wasn't confident in myself, wasn't certain of what we were doing, just uncertainty. Nowadays, shoot weeks, it's like, oh, we got that video and it's those people. Oh, that's gonna be a blast. Let's go. Like it is, it's not just me, but I feel like the people around me have really gotten into a groove, and we really affect our peers more than we realize. So I feel like
you know, Angela's confidence in herself has affected me. And then I feel like my confidence and my bringing what I did to the funeral and championing Angela and et cetera, like I'm impacting her and we're just all.
That's that rising tides raise all ships mentality, which is rare in some areas, you know, when people are like, oh, but I want the attention, but I want the attention. And it feels like in that case, everyone is fighting for themselves. But in this case, everyone, you know, that's one of the magical parts about Smosh that I've witnessed from the outside and what it's become is it feels like it really is like we're Smosh and we're all in this together.
Yeah, oh my God, High School Musical style. Whoa, he just did a High School Musical just then.
That was my contribution to the High School Musical fan cams. Oh, I've seen this one. Imagine you are watching YouTube videos and you hear a knock on your front door. It is Ian and Anthony from Smosh. Hey, beautiful. Anthony says, shy and nervous. Ian leans in to kiss your lips, but Anthony stops him. No, she's mine. Anthony leans in to kiss you.
I've seen this one many times, and it's S tier.
This is absolute S tier. It's got 3 acts in it. It's got twists. It's got turns. It's This is good. M. Night Shyamalan.
It's S tier.
Turned this into a movie.
Yeah, it's S tier because like I don't know if the original author of this meme was being sincere.
It's hard to know, right?
Or it was a meme. Like I truly don't know because it could honestly go either way.
I love it. S tier. All right. We tried pegging. Okay, this one gets me because our expressions on our face really look like we just tried pegging.
That face when you just tried pegging?
It's this. Yeah, I can clearly imagine if we just tried pegging, that is what our facial.
Yeah, you look like you look slightly in pain.
Yeah.
So I think you were the catcher in that case.
I don't know. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and I
fair
look
to
very
say.
satisfied.
That's fair to say. I think this is S tier.
I didn't think my peg game was gonna be so strong. You know?
I'm putting this on S tier because it got me. It got me so good.
Sure.
Oh, this one's hand-drawn. Me telling bro how down bad this girl got me.
Oh my God. All right, there's a lot of layers. There's a lot of layers to this one because they made it out like it was a TikTok. It's from an account that's called I Heart Hot Moms. They made me look really good.
Oh,
like, it kind of gives me like I'm kind of envious.
Bro, we both look good here.
Like
though.
I'm freaking stacked.
Dude, so am I. This is gonna be my inspo.
Yeah.
My fit spo.
But I just love the idea of like, this is just how we hang out. and then I'm like, how did the day go? And you're just like,
I feel like you're the one telling me how your date went. You got on my lap to tell me.
Yeah, you're like, hey man, how'd that date go? And I come over, I'm like, look.
You're like, I am so down bad for this girl.
So down bad for this girl.
Oh yeah?
That's incredible.
What makes you so down bad for her?
Why is that art so good?
The art is stellar, honestly. I'm gonna have to go check out the I Heart Hot Moms TikTok account just to see a bit more.
This just reaffirms that there is hope after Twink death.
We're back. We're back in a big way.
Back.
This is S tier.
Okay.
Hashtag ianthony with Rhett and Link kissing? Is this AI?
But it's they did that. They've done that to us, but they also like found a different photo of 2 different people.
They found 2 emo guys kind of look similar to us, and they photoshopped the hair to look more like us.
I don't think they photoshopped it. They just kind of looked like us, and everyone was convinced it was us.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll put that at. I mean, it's funny because it is Rhett and Link.
It's layered.
So
it's a B to me.
I would say B.
B.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, this one's real fresh.
Oh, what do your followers think of you? Freaky squirter?
Let me I'ma eat it.
Throat goat.
And then nothing for that shirtless one.
I could dick you down on some low-key ish.
Dealer.
And backshot demon.
Oh, wow. Oh, and this was posted by Slay World Albania. This is feeling S tier.
That got me good.
Is it A or S for you?
I'd put it at S.
S?
Yeah.
This is S tier.
Yeah.
S tier content.
Okay.
That got me. I'm gonna be thinking about that one for a little too long. I
was gonna say S tier. S tier.
Is that?
We don't have to get into it. That's S tier.
All right. Mew and Anthony isn't. I like how it's not about anything. It's just fucking in general.
Yeah, I care about my boy's sexual health.
I read it wrong. It's Mew and Ianthony isn't.
Oh, less funny.
Less funny.
Less funny. Because I just like when you just generally are not.
I like the idea that you're just looking out for a homie.
Yeah.
And you're like, I want him to be.
Well, when I sit on your lap, I'm like,
yeah.
Are you
f***ing? You're not. Well, you're not. But it turned it into this, and I'm not as into that.
It's not, D. Good.
I feel like we got to get the hug in now.
Are we gonna do the low hug? The low hug?
Okay. No, but for real.
We gotta get in the shot.
Oh, we're full.
All right, let's rotate.
Are you doing it?
Rotate. We gotta show.
So we get the butt from all the butt angles.
There you go. See?
I don't know what this is, but is that our?
Just did a dance.
Was that?
Somebody's gonna write a fanfic about that. Let me kiss afterwards. I'm so stoked for this, and dude, it's been months. And I mean, I guess in some ways years in the making, but this is the most. I truly think like this is the biggest thing that I think I've ever done, and I am so scared. And but I know that this is the way.
It's going to go well. It's going to go well. And even if it doesn't,
look,
it's
even
so much
if
fun.
it doesn't do, and this is the thing, like even if it doesn't do well, I know that this was the right thing.
I agree.
And if we burn it to the ground, I am happy to do that with you.
I appreciate that. I think that was I think it was the sweetest you've ever been to me.
Oh, okay. I mean it. Let's burn this to the ground.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah.